What's up, aliens? It's Big Al and Fat T. Welcome to another Dumb Sports Empire. And the Atlanta Falcons are the dumbest franchise in NFL history. Fat
Yeah,
T, what's going on with the Falcons, with Chris Evans' favorite team?
it- I have no clue what the Falcons have done over the last 4 years. Like they pick great individual players, but it seems like they have no plan with it.
It seems like
Like,
they're always picking for the future. And like, why sign a veteran quarterback to $180 million and then go get your future quarterback when he's on a 4-year deal? That doesn't make any
well,
sense.
and then you pick your future quarterback who is already an older quarterback in the draft. Like, I don't like you're drafting for the future, but the guys like Kyle Pitts isn't going to stay in Atlanta. Like,
No.
he has no reason to. They wasted 3 years of his career.
Yeah. Drake London will stay. Bijan will stay. Kirk Cousins is there for 4 years if he doesn't retire sooner.
Yeah, but it makes
Unbelievable.
no sense. The only thing, like, have him sit under Kirk, but at that point, you're going to lose all the draft capital that you have been
Hmm.
getting with because they pick good players, but there's just no cohesion. It's baffling because they're just a few pieces away from like being a contender,
No,
like
100%.
especially in the weak NFC South. But yeah, like what they do is baffling year in and year out.
I was going to open with Reggie Bush, who I'm very excited about getting his Heisman Trophy back. But this move by the Falcons was so baffling. I had to open with that. My Reggie Bush opener was Reggie Bush is now joining Archie Griffin as the only two players in college football history to receive a Heisman Trophy twice.
Yeah, I mean, the general public knew it was robbery what they did to him,
Yeah, what they've done
but
to
now
everyone. I
now
mean,
you're
Ohio
seeing tons
State
of
too.
yeah. I mean, they just came out and said that they just want their stuff reinstated at Ohio State. Like they just want to be part of the history of the program again.
Hmm.
But that like receiving money and houses and apartments one thing, but like for the Ohio State one, it's just like they traded something that was theirs for tattoos. And like I remember there was talks of like serious like death penalty type stuff for
Yeah,
tattoos.
isn't that why Tressel
Like
quit? Tressel bailed
he
because
yeah, no, he was
it was
banned
getting
from
weird.
coaching Division 1 football. Like he was banned from it for I think he had like a 4 year ban. That's why he went to Youngstown State. He just went down a division, became the
Hmm.
president of their university. And
I didn't even realize he
yeah.
never coached football again. That's crazy.
Well he no, he just became the president. Yeah, he had to serve a 5 year NCAA ban. And he's like, well, I'm done.
Pete Carroll fucking took off, and he was in Seattle for 15 years, and now might just fade off into the sunset. But no, yeah, what the NCAA has done is criminal to the kids making millions. And I know the Johnny Manziel doc put a lot of numbers behind what these athletes are actually worth to universities, and I think Johnny Manziel's they put a $200 million renovation on their stadium, I think, after Johnny Manziel's Heisman season
Yeah.
because of ticket sales, because of jersey sales. And of course, he didn't see a dime of that. He was taking shit on the side, doing autographs and stuff like that. Never got in trouble for it, which is cool. But um, it was obvious. Everyone assumed he was rich because they started a rumor that he had oil money, and he definitely
Oil
didn't,
money.
which is
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. But
Which
um,
didn't know wasn't true until that documentary came out. I
I
just
don't think
always
anybody
assumed that was
did.
true.
The Rams are making their first pick in the first round since Jared Goff. Now, I wrote this down because it's wild. The Rams spent $16 million on a house in Los Angeles. I think it's on the beach. That's their draft war room. And they only use
Yeah,
it one weekend a
that,
year.
that's sick.
That's fucking baller. They got Jared versus the Florida
It's a
State
good,
edge.
it's a good pickup.
Yeah.
He's a little small for my liking for an edge
Mhm.
rusher, but
It's a good piece to have when Aaron Donald retires and he's the best
I
pass
know they
rushing D
they
tackle ever.
definitely need to shore up.
Yeah.
I mean, they got him
Steelers
in
are
a
on the
good
clock.
spot too.
Steelers are going to pick Graham Burton, the Duke center. He's been mocked there all week now, and Emarius Mims is gone. I was hoping for receiver, but you just got AD Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, someone else I forgot.
Do you think they would take one of the corners off the board, or do you think for
Maybe.
sure they're going with
I heard they
Barton?
like the Toledo corner, and he's still available. He was supposed to be the number one corner at 11 or 12, and it's 20 now, and he's still there. And Kool Aid's still there. Terry and Arnold is still there. I think those were the top three corners.
Cooper DeJean still there?
Cooper Tishie, if we draft a fucking white corner
I
from
mean,
Iowa,
oh,
I,
the
I'm going to
colors, the
kill
colors,
myself.
the
I'm
colors.
going to kill myself. I'm wearing black and yellow right now. I will
Wait,
execute
are
myself.
you wearing an Iowa jersey right
Yeah,
now with a
TJ
Steelers
Watt.
stick? Oh, dude, is that the first Cooper? Is he gonna wear 90?
I hope he
Is
wears
TJ
90.
gonna give up?
Take it from TJ. I will fucking execute myself live on TikTok.
He's a good punt
Sweet
returner.
draft. Cooper
You
DeJean.
guys
We
haven't had
got
a good
Cordero
one of
Patterson.
those.
We got Cordero Patterson.
Oh, I was gonna say you haven't had a good one of those since AB.
I thought you were gonna say Gunnar Olszewski, and I was gonna slap you through the computer.
No,
I know. So obviously NFL draft going on. We have King Caleb. Was he ever not number one? I mean, in all seriousness, it
no.
was. He would have gone one last year, but it was all season was like, who's getting Caleb? Who's getting Caleb? It was never even a discussion. So I'm glad he got his. It's finally finished. Everyone said, Eli Manning yourself, trade yourself to wherever you want to go. But we've talked about on the pod before also, he's going to one of the best situations possible. I mean, they went 7-10 last year, not terrible, probably one of the highest records for a number one pick
Number one pick.
ever. Um, DJ Moore, they got Rome Odunze with the number 9 pick, which is awesome. They got a first round right tackle from last year. Um,
They got
Decent
Keenan
tight end.
Allen.
They got Keenan Allen.
Like they're good. The Cole Kmet's a good tight end. Their
Mm-hmm.
defense played real well towards the end of last year, picking up
They got
Montez
Montez
Sweat.
Sweat.
Like,
They signed Jalen Johnson to a big deal.
yeah, they're good. I mean, obviously, like everyone's talking about the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm not. I don't know how the Packers will do again this year. I mean, they're young offensively. Their defense seems to be the problem.
Yeah.
They'll be interested in see what they do in this draft to try to fix that. Minnesota's a non-threat.
No,
I think we can
they've had a good
agree
first
on
round,
that.
and we'll get to them. But no, it's he's going to a good spot for a number one
Yeah,
pick. You could go to a Panthers like Bryce Young did and win 2 games all year and be dog shit and fire your coach and have no receivers and no prayer. Or you can go to a Bears team that's been setting up for you for a while and now you're going and you got a first round wide receiver. Let's talk about this run of quarterbacks too. 6 quarterbacks in the first 12 picks. Never happened before. Jaden Daniels, proud Southern California man, to LSU at number 2. Drake May, number 3. This is all everyone's mock draft, by the way, is Caleb, Jaden, Drake, and then Marvin Harrison to Ohio State. Those
well,
first 4,
the
zero shockers.
first five or six that was chalk. It's the most chalk draft I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only thing I heard was the Chargers potentially trading out of 5 up until then, but they're
Yeah.
like if they're staying there, like Joe Alt's their move. So
I
like
heard Malik Neighbors a lot too. So that one, it wasn't a shocker. They definitely needed O line help, and they
yeah,
have boofed the O line draft recently. I mean, all I don't think it's going to be a bust or anything, but they had Zion Johnson. I want to say his name was a first round tackle. Rashawn Slater is a first round tackle. Um,
Slater was a first team All Pro.
oh, was he? I didn't realize he was
Yeah,
that good.
no, he's
So they
good.
had Joe Alt
He
is going to be a right tackle then.
I'm guessing right tackle. I mean, he only played tackle for 2 years at Notre Dame.
His
So
dad was
like
a
he only played offensive line. This will be his third year ever playing offensive line in his life.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Dude's
he
6'8".
came
I
in.
didn't realize he was freaking 6'8". That's
He was a
gigantic.
he was a tight end. That's what he was recruited for.
Was he really?
And
That's
yeah,
nuts.
and they just put him at left tackle 2 years ago.
I didn't realize his dad was in the Chiefs Hall of Fame. So his dad was a pretty good left tackle back in
Yeah,
the day.
they look exactly alike too. It's
Do they
nuts.
really? That's
Yeah,
awesome. Joe Alt, it's pretty big for the Chargers. I mean, they needed a receiver desperately, but I mean, if you can't protect Herbert, it doesn't matter at all. They'll definitely get a receiver their next pick.
Yeah,
Um,
it's good that they got a Heisman caliber tackle.
Throwback to when Howe said that Joe Alt should be invited to the Heisman ceremony last year. Hashtag Howe's Heisman. Joe Alt, number 5 to the Chargers. Neighbors to the Giants. I don't know. I don't trust the Giants with receivers because they haven't had a good one since Odell, and they treated that situation pretty shittily. So I don't know. I like Neighbors. I don't like him going to the Giants to catch balls from Danny Dimes.
Well, I think the other thing to keep in mind up there too, we didn't get to see a lot of them last year because of the late season injury at Tennessee, but they got Jalen Hyatt
Yeah,
over
he's
there as
fast as
well.
shit.
But I don't know. Just they're trusting Danny Dimes, I guess, or they're gonna wait until they have to draft someone next year.
They paid him. They're gonna have to trust him, which is
Yeah.
shitty. But shout out to Dan,
So I mean
our
they got
Giants
I mean
friend.
he's a good wide receiver. I think the top 3 wide receivers in this draft are going to be dogs. Like
Yeah, I would
it's
draft any in
they're
fantasy.
good.
I would definitely
What's
draft
up?
any in I would draft any in fantasy.
Yeah. Maybe not
Neighbors,
Neighbors
Harrison.
because he has Danny Dimes throwing them
Yeah,
both.
Waller fucked me over in 2 leagues last year. I don't know if I trust any Giants on offense anymore. And Barkley's gone.
Yeah.
Should have drafted a
No.
running back with the number 6 pick. That would have been fucking hilarious.
In one of the weakest running back drafts ever.
I think that Jonathan Brooks was the number 1 running back, and he's not projected till the 2nd or 3rd round.
That's nuts. There's a few guys I would like to see the Browns pick in like the 3rd or 4th, but outside of that, it's just like UDFA them.
Cam Hayward's announcing the Steelers pick right now. You got J.C. Latham went to the Titans. It's good they needed line. Number 8, Michael Penix to the Falcons. We're gonna get there. Let me hear the Steelers pick, and then we'll get to Michael Penix going to the fucking Falcons. It's so insane. He was the 5th or 6th rated quarterback.
Yeah, he was the
Projected late
6th.
first. 6? Okay. He was late
Yeah.
first projection.
Number 43 overall. Dude, I thought even like 5 quarterbacks was a stretch. I thought JJ McCarthy was gonna go in the top 16,
Yeah,
but I
not
think he went a
10.
little bit higher than they wanted to just because Penix went off the board. And it's just like, what the fuck? There's only 1 quarterback left at this
Mm-hmm.
point. Yeah, but I don't get it.
Stop talking.
Use your platform to write someone's day. The opportunity before you is a gift.
Come on, Cam.
Early in our work. Thank you so much.
What if he just retired?
I fucking throw my iPad through my computer and this podcast will be over. What are we gonna do?
Hooper.
The Pittsburgh Steelers select Troy Fontana, tackle, Washington.
He's good.
Oh, we got the Washington
He's
lineman.
good.
Is that the guy that wears the super short pants? The left tackle?
I believe so. You guys got him in a good spot too.
Fuck
I don't
yes.
know how I don't know how necessary drafting interior linemen are really anymore. I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more of drafting tackles. Hope they work out. If not, you just move them inside.
Yeah. And like we moved Broderick Jones to right tackle. We need to move him back over to left. I didn't know he was a guard. I thought he was the left tackle there. What fucking no? Show some goddamn highlights. Yeah, he was their left tackle. He's the guy with the super short pants. Fuck yeah, that guy's a bully.
He's playing interior though in the league.
He is undersized for left tackle. He's definitely shorter.
He's 6'4". Yeah, but no, he's good. I mean, you guys have done a real good job of revamping your O line
Yeah, we had
just in the last 2 3
Sayamalu.
years.
Sayamalu, the guard from the Eagles, was solid last year. Broderick Jones was really good as a rookie last year, and now we got another rookie. Fuck yeah, this dude, super short shorts, is a fucking bully. Will play left guard probably.
No, he definitely plays AFC North football too.
We need a center now. We fucking sucked at center since Pouncey retired. I like that. I was thinking line or receiver. People said Graham Burton, but I had never heard of the fucking guy, the Duke center. I had never heard of him. Jackson Powers Johnson is the Oregon center. He was mocked to us, and then the West Virginia center was mocked to us. I think Powers is his name.
Yeah, I wouldn't even like worry about wide receiver at this point. I mean, you have your top 3 wide receivers in this draft, and then like 4 through 10, they're all very good wide receivers still.
Yeah. And I don't want to like toot the Steelers horn too much or anything, but we're very good at drafting receiver late. So I think a second or third round receiver, like I think he'll
Yeah.
be a week one
Let's take a
contributor.
look at wide receivers. So you still have Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU,
Awesome.
Xavier Leggett from the real USC,
Fuck you.
Adonai Mitchell from Texas,
Who's the fast one? Was it him or Worthy?
Worthy,
Okay.
Xavier Worthy. He's the 5th best on the board right now. And then I mean you have Ricky Pearsall
Pearsall.
at 6 and Keon Coleman at 7. Like Keon
Keon Coleman's
Coleman
a fucking monster.
he is the 7th best available right now, and that
So
is
10th best
nuts.
overall? That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Like there are 10 legit wide receivers in this draft.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be a second or third round pick that will contribute day one to the Steelers. Yeah, George Pickens was a second rounder. Chase Claypool was a second rounder. He could have made a run at rookie of the year. Um, Juju was a second or third rounder. He was a Pro Bowler. AB 6 rounder. I mean, we do well with late round receivers. So I'm glad we didn't burn at first on a receiver. Who was the best? It said Brian Thomas was number 2 best available. Oh no, that was
Brian Thomas
all
is
around.
he's top
That was
left. Xavier
all
Leggett from the real USC.
Quinyon Mitchell. I don't know when he's gonna go. Dolphins are up right now. The Eagles, my Eagle buddy Steven was texting me that he wants they need a corner really bad, and all the corners are available right now. Literally every single corner is available. So
Yeah, I mean he has a corner like that just surprises me so much that they're all still available. I think the only thing is like the tallest one's 6'1" right now.
there hasn't been
Who
a there hasn't not this year, but every year there's like a Sauce Gardner went I think 4th overall. Stingley went 3rd overall. There wasn't a standout guy that was like, oh shit, this guy's number 1. Who was it last year? It was Singletary for the Seahawks, the Illinois
I
corner.
believe so. Yeah, they went
There's
2
been a
years.
top 5 corner every year for the past few years, and this year there was just not that guy.
Yeah,
So
it's
run
just
on
it's a
quarterbacks.
lower DB draft this year.
It is. I don't even know who's the top safety.
Let
DBs
me-
are not. I mean, Kool Aid McKinstry because of his name is like the most known, and Cooper DeJean because he's a white boy.
they have them down as corners, but I mean, I think both of them are more safety types. Javon Bullard from Georgia. He is 5'11", 198, 50th overall prospect. Yeah, it's just not a DB draft. There's a few linebackers. I mean, I know they're not going to get picked in the first, but
Jeremiah Trotter.
yeah, I mean he's down there. He's ranked number 6.
Boom, Steeler.
I like Cooper from A&M and then Wilson from NC State.
Hmm.
Wilson's he's a dog.
Was he the fast one at the combine? I think there was a linebacker that ran stupid fast at the combine.
He ran a 4.43. It's the white dude that
Oh, I'm thinking of a black
so
guy.
see he has some sneaky athleticism.
It's how you talk about every fast white guy is they're sneaky athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Penix to the Falcons. We already touched on it, but it's just the biggest shocker I can remember in recent draft history. You think about shockers, it's like number ones overall are always like they get leaked a couple days before, or there's a standout guy like a Trevor Lawrence or Caleb Williams. Michael Penix was projected end of first round, went number 8th overall to a team that just paid a guy 4 years, $180 million. I'm repeating myself because it's fucking bonkers that you have a veteran, you paid him all this money, he's a good quarterback, and you're like, we can go get him a piece and we can make a run, or we can beef up our defense and we can make a run in a kind of shitty division. And you go and get a quarterback that is maybe 2 or 3 years away. This is the Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers thing. I feel like it's like why would you even think about drafting a quarterback here unless you expect Kirk to tear his Achilles again?
Yeah, man. Imagine if he just Aaron Rodgers it like 4 plays into the season, they're just like, "We
It's
told
fucking
you,
done.
we got you." No, that's such a wild pick because, like you said, they have him for the next 4 years. Like Kurt's a good quarterback. They have weapons down there. You could have added Rome Odunze and like, who do you cover at that point? Or you could have like picked up Olu Fashanu,
Yeah,
offensive
beef up
tackle.
your O
Like,
line.
let's beef up the O line. Like, this is not the guy. Like, he's number 6 overall quarterback in this draft, and you're taking him at number 8.
Overall with three
Like,
quarterbacks left.
yeah,
I mean, I understand having if you were that high on him, why wouldn't you trade down? If he's like, oh, he's going to end of first, we could trade down to 15 and get him. Is he,
yeah,
you could have traded back to 11, something. If you would have traded back and got Penix, I would have been like, oh, okay, it's better than eighth overall. But eighth overall is fucking shocking because
yeah.
you got Odunze goes 9 to the Bears. I love that pick. I love Odunze. Vikings trade up. I think they were the 11th. They trade up 1 with the Jets to get JJ McCarthy. Olu
So
Fashanu to the Jets.
I'm wondering if they traded up because maybe Denver was going to trade up and get him.
That's the only thing I can think of because if the Jets didn't want a quarterback, they could have just. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
so there must have been a market for JJ McCarthy.
yeah, or someone gave
Do
him some
you even
false
think
information
like
and
Seattle might have been making calls for that?
up from 16. They could have been. They seem to be locked on Gino though.
That's wild to me. I know
Yeah.
one of my bakers is a Seahawks fan, and I'm just like, I don't know what you guys are doing. Like, it's not like he's in his mid-20s.
Mhm.
Like, he's old.
That's fucking nuts, dude. So JJ McCarthy, the run on quarterback. Oh, the Dolphins got Chop Robinson. I didn't want to interrupt you earlier.
That's a good pickup.
I feel like they're always drafting. Well, they just lost Christian Wilkins. That's why. I feel like they're always drafting edge rushers for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, he had a nasty injury last year, but he's good.
I think
I think if
before the
he
season
didn't,
he was projected top 10. He was projected to be one
yeah,
of
I
the.
was gonna say, I think if he didn't get hurt, I think he would have went top 10.
Mhm.
Second fastest 40 for edge.
It's pretty good. He didn't look like a fat edge. He looked like a linebacker edge.
Yeah, I mean he's 6'3", 254.
That's pretty solid.
They had him rated at number 20 in draft, so
So I
right
think
around there.
McCarthy goes so high because Jim Harbaugh kept saying he was the best quarterback in the draft. I think just his winning record at Michigan, they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this guy's fucking good." And
Well,
I
I heard something the other day where apparently in like one of his meetings with the teams, they went to watch like they were just watching plays with him from the season,
mhm.
and they got to the red zone, and he was just like, "Oh, you can just skip these." And they're like, "What do you mean? We want to watch all of these?" Like, we're in Michigan. We just probably ran the ball 6 times in a row. Like, it's just what we like. There, you're not going to see anything besides just like handoff footwork.
He's going to a place with 0 running backs. So, and Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson. I
Well,
mean,
like he has JJ to JJ, um, but their offensive line's atrocious in Minnesota, so he is going
yeah.
to get killed. Like
Mm-hmm.
DED dead.
DED. So that's 5 quarterbacks in 10 picks. We got Olu Fashanu. They get some help to the Jets offensive line. They've drafted a ton of O line recently, and it just hasn't worked out. They got Mekhi Becton, who didn't do shit. Elijah Vera Tucker was a USC guy that I think has been a decent guard for them, but not a Pro Bowler or anything. I would say they drafted another tackle that didn't work out recently, but Olu Fashanu. And then you got Broncos and Raiders, who both need a quarterback, with 5 quarterbacks taken off the board. The Broncos go Bo Nix, 6 quarterbacks and 12 picks. I don't know about Bo Nix. I mean, I'm an Oregon hater. I'm a notorious Oregon hater. I didn't think he was that good. I thought the system was pretty great, but of course, that's just being a hater.
Yeah,
I don't like him
I
in
like him.
Denver.
I like him as a quarterback. I don't like him in Denver though, because they just brought in Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Jarrett
the
Stidham,
other day
Zach
too.
Wilson, and Bo Nix are their quarterbacks. That's
I
a
guess
dog shit quarterback
they
room.
are like they're comparable quarterbacks, but it's like the opposite direction of everything we were told like John Elway wanted to do originally.
Mm-hmm.
They're like because he was the big like a quarterback has to be 6'4" and up. And let's see
Yeah,
what Bo
and he
Nix
wasn't
is.
even.
Bo Nix might be 6'2". He's 6'2".
Elway wasn't even 6'4", was he? Was he tall?
I don't know.
He's
I'm
just
not
being a
sure.
hater ass bitch
I
against
think
short
the
people.
only tall quarterback was Drake May in this year's draft.
That's probably why they drafted
No,
Brock Osweiler back in the
uh,
day. 'Cause he's fucking 6'7".
Jaden Daniels and Drake May were both 6'4". I didn't think Jaden Daniels was that tall.
He is tall, and lanky. Caleb was only 6'1" or 6'2", I think.
6'1".
Yeah, Bo Nix crazy. So that leaves the Raiders without a quarterback. Aiden O'Connell is their starting quarterback right now, which I knew they were going to give him a chance, but to sit at 13 and think like, oh, there's got to be a couple quarterbacks at least to fall to us, and then 0 of the 6 fall to you is freaking crazy. So they go best available. Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia. That's a really good pick for them. They got Adams and Bowers. They lost Josh Jacobs. Who's their running back? They picked up a running back this year.
No, I didn't. Where'd Josh Jacobs go?
Green Bay.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Aaron Jones went to Minnesota. So McCarthy's got TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, and Justin Jefferson. That's pretty good
Okay.
weapons.
Yeah. I'll have to do a deeper dive once we get closer to the season to see where like people panned out because this was a busy offseason.
I know it's been crazy. I'm trying to see who the Raiders running back is because Raiders running. Oh, they got Alex Madison. I thought they picked up someone better, but it's just Alex Madison and Amir Abdullah are their running backs right now.
I'm sure they'll pick someone up in this draft. Let's see what they
Yeah, this
got.
is a dog shit draft for running backs.
Yeah, it's bad. Jonathan Brooks from Texas, back-to-back Texas years. Uh, Trey Benson, I liked him down at Florida State. Blake Corum, I think you just have to have such a good offensive line. I think he would fit in well with like Indy, but I don't think Indy's
Yeah,
gonna do anything at running back.
I got Jonathan Taylor signed to a deal now.
Yeah, and then Marshawn Lloyd from the fake USC,
Love Marshawn Lloyd.
and like this is a name like we've heard of for years. Braylon Allen, the running back from
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin, that went in at like 18 years old.
this
Like
buff
he's
as shit.
finally going to the league. Just didn't really do much.
The buffest running back of all time.
Yeah.
Um, got Saints get the Oregon State tackle, Hawaiian guy Taliese Fuaga, and then Laiatu Latu. UCLA edge goes to Indy with DeForest Buckner on that D line. We talked about it before the pod, but you want to reiterate for the listeners what we were talking about beforehand?
Yeah, so I believe he was at I think it was Oregon State. Uh Came in as a freshman and was he had to medically retire because the doctors didn't pass him. And he just went down to UCLA and balled out. So it's like how does some like one set of doctors ban someone because they're like it's not safe for you to play, and then like you just go ball out at UCLA, and then like it just doesn't play a part into the draft process. Um, yeah, so it's weird considering like the medical issues that the Colts have had the last few years. Uh,
Not a good history there.
yeah, I mean, don't if the Colts didn't draft him, I guess the Chargers would have. Like they have the two. It's them, the Chargers, and the Commanders. They have to have the worst medical teams in the NFL.
That'd be a
But
good draft to have as the worst medical boofs in NFL history because you
uh,
got the Chargers staff poking a hole in the lung of Tyrod Taylor to get Justin Herbert on the field. The the Commanders slash Redskins missed a brain tumor on Trent Williams' fucking skull. Um, just, just shitty medical teams, like the medical teams from Any Given Sunday when Sharky has all the concussions and the doctor's like, "Nah, fuck it, he needs to play." That's what these guys are doing out there.
Yeah, I mean, I like him as a player. I guess I'm just really surprised he went before Dallas Turner. I think that's
Yeah.
my only.
And to have,
Uh,
I mean, you got to do a lot of homework on a guy that medically retired from football for 2 years
for for a neck injury,
for a
like
neck injury.
it's not like it was a shoulder, like he had a bad shoulder or something. Like it's his neck. Like, hey, I don't know much, but I
That's
think the
not just
neck's
bringing
like
that dude in for a
important.
workout. You got to have the most invasive physical of all time to draft a dude 15 overall with a severe neck injury in the past
Yeah,
few
it caused him
years.
to miss 2 years of ball.
Who else just medically retired? I don't know if he was a star, but he was a what's it called? I think he was a lineman in college. He medically retired. JT Daniels medically retired, famous USC quarterback that transferred to 5 different schools.
Medical.
Medical. That dude had so many fucked up knee injuries. It's bad.
Toledo
Uh,
off the board.
uh, Byron Murphy, Texas, goes to Seattle. That's a big defensive pickup for them. They've been beefing up on defense. We talked about Singletary from last year, defensive tackle this year. Let's say they drafted someone else last year. Well, they have that young guy that you were really high on. It was he didn't have a great year last year. Woolen, I think Tariq Woolen.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, he had a good year one, then like dropped off a little bit last year.
mhm. Then we got Dallas Turner, probably the best defensive player on the board. The Vikings trade up to grab him. They lose Daniel
It's a good
Hunter, but they signed what's his nuts from Houston, I want to say.
oh they basically traded without trading. Because didn't Danielle Hunter go down to Houston?
Yeah, they essentially traded like pass rushers.
Yeah.
They both free
Uh,
agents, both signed with the teams. Honestly, I this dude got a massive contract, and I don't know who he is. I'd never heard his name before. Vikings free agent. He got a what's his fucker's name? They got Andrew Van Ginkle. That's fucking crazy. Hard Knocks legend Andrew Van Ginkle.
no, but uh Dallas Turner's good.
Dallas Turner is good.
Like he is a freak. So
Jonathan
he gets
Greenard. Do you know who that is?
that name doesn't even ring a bell.
So he was with the Texans for 4 years. Got a 4 year, $72 million deal with Minnesota to replace Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter obviously goes down to Houston, so they traded without traded, like you said. But I've never heard of Jonathan Greenard before in college or the NFL.
Nope, I couldn't. You could have just made that name up.
Probably did. Fuck it.
Yeah,
So we got.
not right now.
Well, do I need to put the stuff away or are you gonna?
Just put it away.
How's
You sure?
mom's on the
Yeah.
podcast? Let's go. Ask her what she thinks about the draft so far.
She'd probably like turn it off.
So Dallas Turner goes. Amarius Mims goes to the Bengals, which good for them. They signed Orlando Brown. I don't know if it was last year or this year, but they finally invested in an offensive line for Joe Burrow after he got 2 season-ending injuries in 3 years. Amarius Mims is a fucking freak. You mentioned it earlier. His wingspan was bigger than Giannis's, I want to say, and he's just fucking gigantic, a mountain of a man. I wanted the Steelers to get him.
Yeah, having a big guy like that too, with long arms, those have been the only guys that have been able to like shut down Myles Garrett, and we saw that with Orlando Brown when he was with the Ravens, and I to this day I don't know why the Ravens let him go.
Mm-hmm.
So
They liked
that
Ronnie
has
Stanley.
that has me worried a little bit that now the Bengals just have two monsters on their ends.
Yeah, they needed it bad. The Jaguars, Brian Thomas, LSU. They needed a receiver pretty bad, so Brian Thomas is the guy at 23. So we got the Rams first pick since 2017, I think the year was when they got Jared Goff #1 overall. Get Jared versus from Florida State. So we kind of already talked about all these, but And we still got. Let's predict what's going to happen next. We have Brian Thomas went to LSU, went to the Jaguars. Got Cowboys next with corners and receivers on the board. Their O line's getting kind of old. I wouldn't be surprised if they. No, there's no good linemen left. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Now they might go center. They might
They have
take Barton.
Biotish. Isn't Biotish like an all-pro center?
Well, I mean, what, one of them can't play guard?
Yeah. I mean, they love their O linemen. I don't know. I think they go receiver. I could see them doing a Texas receiver, Worthy or Mitchell.
I mean, do you do that, or
Or
do
they need
you
a
try
corner.
to
Just
like
Kool-Aid. They're gonna get Kool-Aid.
I was gonna say, do you draft a corner and just try to make a shutdown defense?
They
So I mean,
fucking love
that's the only
Alabama
time that's
corners.
the only time they played well last year because
Yeah.
their offense wasn't too explosive. Um, they basically won games when their defense balled out and scored 10 points essentially.
Yeah. No, for sure. Green Bay after that. I don't know what Green Bay likes. Defense, I want to say. Their
I
receivers were
mean,
solid.
they might want to because who's the offensive tackle that was hurt like the last 7 years? Bakhtiari.
Yeah, Bakhtiari. They do need a
I mean,
tackle.
yeah. If there's, let me
I
see
don't know
who.
who's left on tackle.
Let
I'm
me
looking at best
see.
available.
Offensive tackle. Tyler
Tyler
Guyton.
Guyton. They were talking about the Steelers getting him too. 6'8". These tackles are fucking gigantic, Travis.
Dude, the guys are huge now.
Dude, Alt was 6'8", fucking gigantic. Guyton is 6'8", fucking gigantic. Amarius Mims, I don't know what his height was, but he had a 6'11", a 7-foot wingspan, I want to say.
Yeah.
Dude, what is with these fucking tackles?
Yeah, 6'8" is freakish. I'm looking at everyone else right now. There's a proud pit man on this list.
Let's see what Willie says about him.
He's 6'6".
6'6", 6'5", 6'6", I feel like was normal for a
Yeah,
left tackle like a couple years
that's
ago.
what's
But now that they're
that's what's
fucking
average.
6'8".
Well, it's Oklahoma too. Oklahoma seems to go after these freakishly large guys.
Yeah, Cody
Like
Ford.
I wouldn't know what to do if I saw how big is he? If I saw someone that was 6'8", 322, like
How do you pass rush that?
that's pretty lean for a 6'8" guy. I wouldn't know what to do if I walked into a room and saw someone that big.
I don't know what my wingspan is, but it's
Like
not
he is
6'11".
he is a walking solar eclipse. That's what that man is.
The Cowboys could go with the Illinois D tackle too. Jerzon. Jerzon's a fucking cool name. I don't know. I couldn't get away with naming my child Jerzon. JER' capital Z HAN.
What about Kool-Aid? Could you have gotten away with Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid Behringer. Names keep getting better. The Coldest Crawford's probably going to be in the draft next year. I think he's coming up on his 3rd year in college. He's not doing anything in Nebraska, but he might have transferred away. He might have transferred a couple times already.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really know what
the guy the Steelers
Cowboys
drafted, Fontenot.
might do here.
Fontenot was 6'4", and we're like, he's way too small to be tackle. These guys are fucking 6'8". I can't get over the fact that these left tackles are 6'8". I want to say Broderick Jones was pretty big too. The guy we drafted last year. Broderick Jones. How tall is Jedrick Willis? If he's under 6'7", then he's a fucking bum.
I wish he was 6 feet under.
That was funny. That was funny as shit. Broderick Jones is only 6'5". Interesting.
Pussy.
Fucking dog shit tackle. 6'8" is so big. My God. And just not like fat, just freaking long and lean. That's insane.
Yeah, I understand that like every once in a while, like a guy, I don't know, like Myles Garrett, where they're just physical freaks come by. I still think offensive linemen are the biggest physical freaks in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at these guys in the offseason, like Quentin Nelson just rocks a 6-pack in the offseason.
Yeah.
That's just like no, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. Like they're creating what I used to do in Madden for running backs.
The Taylor Lewan, I think I heard him say the other day, he's in the low teens or high teens on body fat. That's crazy for being He was 315, 320 pounds about a year ago. And
Yeah.
then just, I mean, when you're not, you have to maintain that weight to be that tall. And some people
Yeah.
can't eat, but people force themselves to eat. And
Hmm.
once you stop playing football, you just shrink down. It's crazy. So after the Cowboys, we've got the Packers, probably defense. And then you got the Buccaneers. I feel like they're getting older at receiver. Oh, the
Well, they
Cowboys
just
traded the 24 pick to the Lions.
did they swap picks?
Yeah, they probably swapped this one, and then they might have gotten like a
24,
fourth.
29. They're
fourth.
they're going. I think the Lions will go center here.
Ragnow's an all pro. You think they'll go with the center?
I I think they might.
I've
I
heard
mean,
Burton be
if
a
there's a
guard
team, if
and a
there's a
center.
if there is a team that needs help at cornerback, it's definitely the Lions.
Oh yeah, Cameron Sutton just freaking went AWOL. He's a fugitive right now.
Yeah. Uh, so they definitely
Yeah,
need
they need a
someone.
corner. They need Cooper DeJean. They got Jack Campbell last year, the Iowa linebacker. They need Cooper DeJean now. They're putting an Iowa defense together, which isn't a bad
Cooper
idea.
Cooper DeJean just comes out to Kid Rock music all the time.
It was summertime in northern Michigan. Fucking gangster. I I don't see a world where it's not Cooper DeJean. It's in right now. They're Goodell's fat ass is walking out. Buccaneers defense. Cardinals. The Cardinals traded up to 27. Oh no, that's the Texans pick. Cardinals at 27. They need a corner too. Might see a run on corners here in the end of the first. Fucking dog shit Zoom. I hate so much. I was talking for like 30 seconds before I saw your face was frozen. So the Lions, Roger Goodell's fat ass is walking up. We think it's definitely Cooper DeJean. If you're okay, so I just thought about this right now. Draft is in Detroit. Fans are fucking wired right now. Their pick wasn't until 29. I think if the draft is in your city, you got to go make a fucking move to get the people juiced. I was frozen again. Holy shit. Oh my god, I fucking hate this. Fuck Zoom. I fucking hate Zoom so much. So much. It just kicks us out and puts us back. I pay for this shit too, and it's freaking dog shit.
It's Zoom Workplace now.
Ah, fucking assholes. So Lions pick still hasn't been announced. Cooper DeJean, maybe Kool-Aid. They like Alabama guys too. But
They do.
if the draft is in your city, you have to trade up and make a fucking move.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if the Browns would have had a first round pick, I'd probably be in Detroit right now. Just because like that's a 3 hour drive. Like
It's pretty cool.
I would have done it.
Where was it
But
at? It was in
nope.
Vegas last year, a couple years ago. Nashville a couple years ago.
It was in Cleveland a few years ago.
You guys didn't go to the Cleveland one?
I did. It was a COVID year. It sucked. It was
That
it
blows.
was horrible. They like enforced social distancing.
Bunch
Like,
of fucking Ohio libs out
oh
there.
dude, it sucked. I'm like, what's the like we had the NFL draft, the NBA All-Star game, and the MLB All-Star game all during COVID. Like we're not gonna see anything for another 20, 30 years. But then
God
there's
fucking hates
Vegas. They're just
Cleveland.
like, well, we can't have a draft while COVID's going on. And they get it 2 years later, and then there's like, it's in Cleveland. Like, we'll let them have it.
That's hilarious. They're about to. They got Terry and Arnold, the Bama corner.
That's a
They
good
must have
pick.
really liked him over Kool-Aid and Cooper. No white corners. Green Bay's
Dude,
getting Cooper DeJean. They got the other Iowa guy too. Green Bay's making a run on Iowa defense now. They jumped up in front of
Cooper's
Green Bay.
Yeah, Cooper's a big. They might go with the D tackle though from Illinois.
Jerzon?
Yeah.
Is that how you say his name? Jerzon? Jerzan?
No,
Uh,
he's good. They don't need anything at wide receiver.
best available.
Yeah, but Tyler Guyton, they might go offensive tackle now.
Fucking 6'8" Tyler Guyton. They should go receiver just to shit on Aaron Rodgers even more.
Back-to-back years.
Leggett, Mitchell. I like anybody here, honestly. There's a lot of freaking options. So Green Bay, then you got who is next? After Green Bay, you got
Bucks.
Bucks. They could go whoever. They locked into
I think
Baker.
wide receiver might be the move there after
They're
you just
getting
paid
old.
Baker.
They're getting old.
You just paid Baker, so you might as well get him some weapons.
Paid Evans. They need a running back, but it's way too early.
Way too early for running back.
They've got Tristan Wirfs. Their defense might be getting a little old. They might need a better pass rusher. They lost Shaq Barrett. Levante David is fucking ancient.
Yeah, they still got Antoine Winfield over the top.
Yeah, they need a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Cardinals need everything.
Cardinals are interesting, man. I mean, they've picked up a lot of good pieces over the last 2 years. I think they definitely need help on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they just got Paris Johnson last year, so I don't think they go line unless they go
Yeah.
interior. They could take the center. They could take Graham Burton.
Yeah, I mean that's where Barton is. I mean that's all a call on whether or not you think Kyler Murray's going to be there long term. I think.
Oh, it is Barton. I've been saying Burton this whole time like an asshole, and you just keep saying Barton. I'm like, is this guy retarded or am I retarded? Mason Smith, LSU defensive tackle. He's the 25th best available right now, but that guy was a monster in high school. It doesn't really matter. I'm just spewing nonsense, but I like following high school recruits and where they go and end up.
I mean, for Tampa, there's a cornerback with the last name Tampa. Like, I
there you
think
go.
you kind of
You have
like,
to.
you have to like that's a requirement, right?
They don't have any good corners either. They need a corner. Packers pick is in.
That's wild. Like all the top picks that are available right now are it's like so cornerback and wide receiver heavy.
Yeah. Bills have to go receiver. I don't think there's any universe in which they don't go receiver here. And I don't think they go speed with Worthy and Mitchell. I think they go Leggett size.
Keon Coleman.
Keon Coleman would be pretty good up there. Cowboys, we already talked about them. They need a Bama corner. Probably Kool-Aid. Ravens. Oh, fuck the Ravens.
Oh, dude, I would love for the Ravens to pick up Lad McConkey from Georgia. Just I want a white wide receiver in Baltimore.
There's no fucking shot ever.
One, that's hilarious. Two, the Stavi video that would come out.
The Ravens might be the least white team in NFL history.
Yeah. Oh no, and I never want them to like once you go black, can't go back. Like yeah, that's Baltimore.
If they got Cooper,
I just think of their they all go all white the rest of the time. They're like Will Compton had some good points.
Dude, Lad McConkey in the Ravens skilly room would be like Zach Wilson at the draft being afraid of all the black guys. That would be Lad McConkey in the fucking receiver room over there.
But they just re-signed Rashad Bateman.
They didn't say the money on that. They just said they re-signed him through like 2029. I was like, he's only in his second year.
I can't imagine the money being that great.
No, like why would you extend that guy? Why wouldn't you go get a free agent or draft a guy?
Yeah.
The Ravens
every year in fantasy, I always take like one flyer on a rookie, and I went with him, and it was just the worst pick of all time.
The Ravens will probably draft Worthy just for pure speed. They'll have zero size on their receivers. They'll just be all fast as fuck with Zay Flowers. No, they won't go.
I mean, they could do that. That would mess up a lot.
Maybe they wouldn't go receiver like 3 years in a row though.
Darius Robinson from Missouri.
I can see them doing linebacker. No, they have Roquan Smith.
He's an edge, but I don't think he's like a true edge. That's the problem. He's a big hombre, and they just re-signed what's his face in the
They gave
middle
one
of
of
the
their
D
own a
line.
bunch of money, right?
Huh?
They gave one of their own guys a bunch of money. Oh,
Yeah.
Ogumike.
I
Oh,
believe
Matabike,
so.
Justin Matabike.
ESPN notification. Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins frustrated by the team's pick. Dude, it makes no sense.
The quarterback you just signed him 4 years. This is he's pissed off like the rest of us.
I am so befuddled by that pick. Like I don't know what's more incompetent, like that or not getting Aaron Rodgers a first round wide receiver during his entire tenure in Green Bay.
And then drafting his replacement when he's got like 5+ years left.
Yeah. It worked out for them. So
I need a
kudos to
statement
them.
from Kirk Cousins. We need a shit talking statement from Kirk Cousins. So then we got the Niners and
he just
Chiefs.
retires. He's just like,
He's like, fuck this. Niners, what do the Niners really need? If they feel like they were gonna lose Ayuk, they might go receiver.
I was gonna say they might go wide receiver. I think that would be smart for them.
The 2025 draft's gonna be in Green Bay. That's random as shit.
Dude, that's gonna be the lowest attended draft ever.
They drafted Jordan Morgan, a tackle from Arizona. He was like the 4th or 5th best lineman available.
Who did?
Green Bay.
Oh.
Well, they needed a tackle because Bakhtiari, like you said, Jordan Morgan. They didn't even think about the Oklahoma guy.
Yeah, big difference between. I guess there's a big difference between Arizona and
Green Bay.
states are.
How
States
tall
are
is this
right
motherfucker?
together.
He's only
5'10".
6'5", dude. He's only 6'5". He's gonna
Yeah.
be dog shit. They had a 6'8" Oklahoma tackle just sitting there, and they drafted the 6'5" guy.
Started 30s. Where the fuck you go?
San Francisco could go offensive line too. I mean, Trent Williams is awesome, but I feel like he's just getting so old now. He's not falling off at all, and that's not what I'm saying. I just feel like he's up there. Cooper DeJean better go in the first round for white people everywhere. He's been the best available for a minute now.
I could see Dallas taking him.
Cooper, I think if Kool-Aid's there, they take Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
They love Alabama defensive guys.
Baltimore at 30.
How would Kool-Aid not fit in Baltimore?
Oh, dude.
That motherfucker. Alabama. They were drafting Bama guys for a minute too. They drafted Marlon Humphrey.
Like on defense too.
Yeah. Chiefs can do whatever the fuck they want. Probably gonna want to go receiver with Rashee Rice in prison right now. How's mom's on the podcast again? The Buccaneers pick is in already. That was fast as shit. The Steelers usually take pride in putting their pick in as soon as it's their turn, but the Buccaneers just did that even faster. Are you still muted?
No, I'm back
Okay.
on.
Chiefs, I can't see them not going receiver, but I feel like they do whatever they want in the draft, and it's been working out great.
I mean, I think is that where Xavier Worthy goes?
Yeah, it's pure speed for him because he's had Mecole Hardman. He got him back last year. Had Tyreek Hill for all those years.
I mean, the only other like him or Keon Coleman, I think make the most sense there. I still can't believe Keon Coleman like is rated like the 10th best receiver in this draft.
Yeah, that guy was a fucking animal. He was the #1 transfer recruit last year and then balled out at Florida State.
Yeah, he's so good.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my night just looking up offensive tackles and see which ones are 6'8". Because I'm
Who's
fucking fascinated by one from Notre Dame at 6'6". That Kingsley guy from BYU is only 6'5". That guy was supposed to be really good.
what's this guy from Yale? I've heard good things on. He's 6'5".
That's BYU. Kingsley Sawamataya.
No, Kieran
Oh, okay, my bad.
Kieran something. I heard some stuff about him about a month or two ago. Let's see. Who would just have a big per Louisiana? 6'5".
UCF 6'6".
Oh, dude, this guy's name's Frank Crum. Oh, it's 6'8". It's 6'8".
Oh, Wyoming. Oh,
Yeah,
big fucking
click on him.
cowboy.
Click on him.
Oh my
Look at the
God.
photo.
Crumb. And you read Crumb so fast, it almost just looks like cum. You almost missed the R in that. The photo's great. He looks like the guy, the toothless guy from North Dakota a couple years ago.
Oh, he's fast.
Wyoming, 6'7", 315. The Steelers need this guy in the fucking 4th round, 5th round.
He's 6'8" too.
Holy shit. This has been fun. Oh, we talk about contracts real quick. I forgot to talk about contracts. The Philadelphia Eagles are ruining the wide receiver market for decades to come. The salary cap went up and they just decided that, well, Devontae Smith needed an extension. That's fine. Give him some good money. They extended A.J. Brown today, 2 years into a 4-year mega deal. They gave him $32 million a year, I want to say. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown gets $30 million a year from the Lions. Proud USC man, well deserved. But those guys, if they're getting 30, 32, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are going to get fucking paid. And it is going to be impossible to pay a wide receiver in the coming years.
The only thing going against that is I thought that's what was going to happen after we signed Deshaun to that mega deal.
That everyone was
That
going to do
like
all guarantees.
4 or 5 quarterbacks continue to sign, and I'm just like, damn it.
Yeah. And it's everyone
we
wants to be the
didn't-
highest paid. And it's
Yeah,
literally.
we didn't reset the market in the AFC North.
Then we're spending $1 million
We're
on a
stuck with
quarterback.
a quarterback who's played 7 games for us.
Fuck yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. The
hate
Penei
it.
Sewell gets freaking paid too by the Lions. The Lions just making moves, man. They're trying to go win a Super Bowl, and I love that. I love that for
Yeah.
them.
I mean, there's no one I want to see win more either.
Yeah, and to stay true to your just pure aggression that you're being known for now is fantastic.
Yeah.
I just saw Frank Crumb's 4.94 40. It's pretty good for a 6'7", got 315.
6'8".
It says 6'7". If you click on his name, it's 6'7", but when you backed into the other one, it was 6'8".
Oh, what the hell? He's dropping on my boards.
That inch, that 1 inch. Penei Sewell gets paid. Reggie Bush gets his Heisman back. I mean, that they should have done that a while ago. And it's separate. The Heisman Trust is separate from the NCAA.
Yeah.
But I mean, they held on to it for so long. And you look at NIL values. Shedeur Sanders is allegedly worth $5-6 million a year. Travis Hunter $4 million a year. Livy Dunn's worth like $3 million a year just because she's sexy. Yeah, no, it was the right thing to do. She is a national champion. She wasn't in the team video though. They were making a video. She wasn't in it. The Bucks got the center from Duke.
She's probably too busy flying up to Pittsburgh so her boyfriend can finally get called up to the big leagues.
I know. We'll talk a little baseball coming up, but Paul Skeens is a fucking monster throwing 102 as a starting pitcher. Paul Skeens with his pedo mustache. The Bucks got the center Barton. The Cardinals pick is already in. That was fast. Get Cooper. We want Whitey.
Dude, I don't think any team's going to take him in the first round.
No, it's gone too long now, and you still got Kool-Aid and you got receivers.
Yeah. No one wants that press.
What quarterbacks though? You're not going to see a quarterback go to like the 6th round now. It's Pratt from Tulane who follows me on Instagram. Shout out to Michael Pratt.
What?
I told you this when Tulane beat USC in the Cotton Bowl last year. I was like the Tulane quarterback randomly follows me on Instagram. And now he's getting drafted
He's
in the NFL.
good. He was one of the big guys I thought was gonna make a lot of money in the NIL, and he's like, no, I'm staying at Tulane.
Yeah, fucking moron. Let's see, best available quarterbacks.
Keaton Slovis.
Is he on there? There's no way.
He's number 3.
Rattler. Yeah, Keaton Slovis, BYU. Jordan
Sam
Travis,
Hartman down at number 7 surprises me.
John Reese Plumlee. Jason Bean, the not even starting quarterback from Kansas. Why would you go to the NFL draft?
Yeah, he's number 12 on the list.
Number 18, technically.
Are you looking at ESPN's?
Yeah, we're both on the same site.
All right. Why do they have a fullback tab and not list anyone?
Oh no, Ray. No, the fullbacks are dead. Fullbacks
Here, wait
are
a sec.
dead.
They have long snap. There's nothing for long snapper.
Darius Robinson, edge from Missouri, goes to the Cardinals.
Oh, there's a kicker in this draft. His name is Cam Little. You can't pick a guy with the last name Little.
My kicker needs to be like 5'2". Those kickers are short, are accurate as fuck.
Dude, all these
6'1's too tall.
guys are
6'1's too tall.
they're all 6 foot.
Man, who's these fucking tall ass kickers? Stanford, number 1 overall kicker. Fuck you.
No, look at punter. Look at punter.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun. Iowa, that guy's a monster. I would want the Iowa punter. That guy was the fucking MVP.
He's 6'4". He's 6'4",
Gigantic.
223.
You need a gigantic punter and a short kicker. Your punter needs to be taller so he has longer arms. So when he's holding a field goal, his arms don't get in the way. Torrey Taylor.
He broke a
I think his
85-year-old punting record with a 67-yard punt in Iowa's bowl game.
That guy is a fucking monster punter. Corners. Cooper DeJean. Nate Wiggins. I forgot Nate Wiggins. He was decent.
The top 2 punters are both 6'4".
You need a gigantic punter for leverage. It's like a golf swing. The guys with long arms have incredible golf swings.
Yeah, 6'4", 223 and 6'4", 235.
The centers really fell off. I think Jackson Powers Johnson and Zach Frazier were both, and Cedric Van Pran were projected higher. But Barton came in late, became the first center off the board. Now the Steelers are going to have 3 centers to choose from tomorrow. That'd be cool. We desperately need a center.
Top overall prospect right now.
Rappaport just tweeted about Kirk Cousins. A Kirk Cousins statement. Yes, it was a big surprise. We had no idea this was coming. The truth is the whole league had no idea this was coming. We got no heads up. Kirk got a call from the Falcons when they were on the clock. That was the first we heard. It never came up in any conversation.
It's so
from
stupid.
Kirk Cousins' agent, Mike McCartney. Now you don't have trust in the 4-year quarterback you just signed. That's a vet.
That's such a wild move.
This is literally the Aaron Rodgers draft pick when they got Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But worse because you just gave a guy 4 years, 180.
Yeah,
right,
that's nuts. Hopefully the Browns do something
tomorrow.
tomorrow. That's all I really have to look forward to in the draft.
You have a second rounder?
I believe we do. Let me check that. Yeah, we have
54
a
overall.
second, third, fifth, sixth, 2 sevenths.
What would be your ideal at 54?
At 50, I would, if there's a linebacker available, I wouldn't mind that. I would have to see what interior D lineman would be available. I was hoping they would trade up today and pick one of the big name tackles in like the early 20s, maybe somewhere in there, but that didn't happen. So everyone's saying they should go wide receiver. I just think that's dumb. I don't
Ooh,
I
the
don't get
Chiefs
why.
just traded up to 28.
Yeah, and pick is in now. Yeah, so I don't know why they like wide receivers the big one everyone's talking about because we have Amari Cooper, we just got Jerry Judy.
Mm-hmm.
We traded for Moore last year, and
Yeah.
Njoku's more of a receiver than he is a tight end in my eyes.
Who are the Chiefs going to get? It's going to be. Oh, that's where the draft was last year. It was in Kansas City because Mahomes and Kelsey came out. Um, it's got to be Worthy or Mitchell, right? Or Leggett. Definitely receiver.
That would be my guess.
They
But
must
who
love
knows?
someone if they're trading up ahead of the Cowboys to go grab him. Who had that pick? Oh, the Bills had that pick. The Bills are giving up on first round receivers. They are not in a position to be giving up on receivers like that with
Dude,
three decent receivers
they
on the.
must have got a hell of a deal if they're trading with Kansas City. Like the person that's in your way, like you're just gonna trade with them. They must have got
To make them
pretty good
better
compensation.
when you desperately need receivers and you let the two-time Super Bowl champion go up and definitely get a receiver right now.
Get the exact receiver you wanted. Dude, if I was a Buffalo fan, I would be livid right now.
Yeah, that's no one should be trading with Kansas City. So
No.
this is the trade. So the Chiefs get 28, 133, and 248, and the Bills get 32, 95, and 221. It looks like a third round and a sixth round.
For trading back in 2/3.
The Bills got shafted on this, dude. They swap first. They get a third and like a sixth, and then the Chiefs get a fourth and a seventh. Doesn't make any sense. The Bills are falling off a cliff hard right now. They paid Josh Allen and they're just fucking over now.
Yeah. I'll stay on for this pick and then I'll head off.
Yeah.
Uh,
For
but
me, I'll
if I was gonna say if Baltimore takes Cooper, I might get back on.
emergency podcast. The Ravens drafted a white corner.
That's the worst thing to happen in Baltimore since the bridge.
And that was only like a week ago.
About a week ago.
About a week ago. I've got Steelers needs center. We got 3 centers still available that are solid. Receiver definitely. If we got Keon Coleman, that'd be sick. It doesn't look like he's really in demand right now. We can get him in the second, Cedric Van Pran in the third, Georgia center. Be fucking sweet.
Yeah, right now I just looked at the Browns page. It says defensive tackle and linebacker are the top 2 needs.
What are our needs? Fucking everything.
God, I hope it says quarterback.
They probably will. I'm not even shocked by that. If it
It says
says edge rusher,
wide
receiver,
receiver.
center. Yep, wide receiver, center, corner makes sense. D tackle makes sense. Cam's getting old, and offensive tackle. We got a interior lineman.
Where do you guys draft tomorrow?
Should be around the same spot.
Yeah, same spot tomorrow. Oh, someone has an extra pick in the 3rd round, it looks like, this year. Wonder who it is.
I think third round is where compensatory picks start.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wonder who got the extra pick.
The Steelers have 2 third rounders. It's whoever if you lose your coach to the Packers have 2 third rounders.
Yeah, if you lose a coordinator to a head coach, you get an extra pick.
Yeah, correct. That's what it was. The Chargers have 2 third rounders. The Bengals, maybe? Say
That's
this
one
Chiefs
thing I
pick.
don't. That's one thing I don't like about the draft is the picks in, then it takes like 4 more minutes for them to
Yeah.
announce it. The
Big
year of
T
our
from
Lord.
Big T from macrodosing had to take like
The
the
one,
first
the 1 second.
the first pick should be 1 second. You've had 4 months to fucking decide on
Yeah,
it.
I do like that. It should be required to like have it in when the draft starts. It's like the
Yeah.
draft is officially started, and with the first pick, we have like
Yeah.
that's how it should go. Not the Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
Mm.
Fif-
You know what they
15
did?
minutes.
Were you watching when the draft started today?
No, I was driving around.
It started like 25 minutes late, so the Bears didn't get on the clock till like 7:20 or 5:20 Liberal Standard Time. And then they showed 10 minutes of Caleb Williams highlights. They showed nobody else. Like there was 0% chance. They showed Caleb Williams highlights for 10 minutes and then he got drafted. And I was like,
Was he there?
yeah, he was there. Jaden was there. They're about to announce it. Hold on. I don't know who this kid is. Oh, they got Worthy. They got the speedster.
Yeah. Hey, look at
Fuck
that.
the Bills, dude. Fuck the Bills.
Draft expert right here.
Fuck the Bills, man.
The Bills just gave away 4.21 speed.
We're the fastest guy in NFL history to the 2-time Super Bowl champions.
How do we let them do this over and over and over and over?
I need to tweet that real quick.
Yeah. We can't let Kansas City keep getting away with this.
My God. All right. That's depressing.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna go kill myself.
Yeah, what a shitty end of the podcast. All right, man. Thanks for getting on. Thanks for your time. I love you.
Not a problem. Love you too, man. Talk
Go
to you
buy
later.
Fat Teas cookies online. They are delicious. Love you, man. Have a good one.
Love you too. Iowa sucks.
Iowa fucking sucks. Cooper, get drafted.
Except for Cooper.
And the punter. I like the punter. All
And
right,
Caitlin
later,
Clark.
buddy. And Caitlin Clark. All right, bye.